Thanks, Hugh. Before I start, I'd just like to say, in order to prevent this sounding too much like an Oscar speech and also to retain some sort of emotional control, I'm only going to say a very short statement here. After much thought over the last few weeks, I've decided to step down as England Test captain and announce my retirement from all forms of cricket. It has clearly been a tough decision to make, but I believe it is both in the best interests of the England cricket team and myself to step down at this stage. There are too many people who have helped me on this incredible journey to mention them all by name, but I'd like to thank all the Middlesex and England players I've played alongside, as well as the phenomenal coaches and support staff with whom I've been fortunate enough to work. Particular mention has to go to Andy Flower and Duncan Fletcher in that regard. It would also be remiss of me not to thank Middlesex County Cricket Club, the ECB and the PCA for all their support and guidance over the years. No one can play international cricket for any length of time without having an incredibly strong support network around them, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my family for going through it all alongside me over the course of my England career. I'm extremely proud of everything I've achieved as a cricketer, and I've found myself very fortunate to play in an era where some of English cricket's greatest moments have occurred. I've loved every minute of it. All that remains for me to do is to wish Andy, Alastair and the rest of the team the very best for the coming months. I will be an interested spectator. Thank you. It's a very tough decision to make, but for me the driver to it all was, quite frankly, my form with the bat. In truth, I haven't batted well enough for a long period of time now, and I think for a captain to perform his role properly, it's important that firstly you're not a passenger in the side, but also that people aren't speculating as to whether you should be in the side or not. So I think that would have been a big distraction to the side going forward. I know with my own energy levels and motivation that that I wasn't going to improve batting wise. I'd run my race. It hasn't been something that's occurred overnight. It's been a gradual feeling that's grown over the last six or 12 months, I suppose, and certainly in the last few weeks, it's become more and more apparent that this is the right time. I think, if I'm honest, I'd very much like to go out on my own terms, with my head held high, and I think this is the best time to do that. I first spoke to Andy about this, a few weeks ago, and just said that I'm considering it and I'll talk to him about it at the end of the series. But by the time I spoke to him again, my mind was fully made up, and I think he knew that. It's obviously a hugely sad moment in a lot of ways, saying goodbye to teammates, and Andy in particular, who's been a great support for me, and obviously has helped take the side forward over the last 4 years in so many ways. But in truth, I wrote letters to the players yesterday. I haven't spoken to many of them yet. But I didn't want to be influenced by anyone else. It's very much a personal decision. You know how you're feeling. You know when the time's up, and the time is right for me. As I said, I've been thinking about it for a while. I first spoke to Andy about it prior to the whole Kevin Peterson incident sort of rearing its head. It just hasn't been a consideration at all for me. As I said, I was pretty sure I was going to make this decision before the Kevin Peterson situation arose. What happened, I didn't feel kind of undermined me in the eyes of the team in any way. It wasn't something that, it was obviously a difficult situation to deal with, but not in terms of making me more or less keen to lead the side forward. As I said, it's one of these decisions that you just know in your heart, how you're feeling about things when the time is up. And I knew that probably before the South Africa series started, to be honest with you. And certainly by the end of the series, I was very clear in my mind that it was the time.